September 1st, and I'm back to share with you, I think, what may be the first of a few videos. I'm not sure where I want to go with this, but yeah, two purposes. Twins, homeschooling twins, and this video is specifically using a single curriculum for reading and writing. Yeah, using a single curriculum for reading and writing, because those are the foundations for teaching children. Yes, this is for writing. And hopefully I can be careful, get through this video without too many distractions. I've had several already and had to start over. You want to write? Hold on. You writing?
Green.
Orange. Okay, so like I said, twins and or pretty much multiples or kids close in age, like 4 or 5 or 3, 4, because it can be a challenge trying to handle multi-age level so close in age. And so I'm doing what I find to be a pretty effective approach. I see a lot of videos with twins, but you know, it's twins in action, but they're not really we're not really seeing the meat of it, how you actually set up everything and effectively teach it to them, if that makes sense. Like, you guys see my videos, you see the kids doing stuff, but not really like what I'm about to explain. So parents of twins, if you do share, or multiples, I keep saying twins, but or close in age, if you share, consider sharing videos like this, because like I said, it can be pretty frustrating if you don't have a sense of direction and you're just okay, do I teach them both at the same time and one at a time? Do they need to know the exact same letters at the same time, the exact same words, things like that. So of course my way is not going to be your way, but it's a start. And I'm always looking, and trying to find resource videos like this, because they're rare. Yes. So as you can see, basic manuscript tablets, and this hooked on phonics, and I introduced just the alphabet portion to the kids pretty much when they're about 2, because it just covers the alphabet, and then we'll go into the phonics. And the little one here has picked up on the phonics, even though she's only 21 months. So she's already up on her phonics. I need to get her recognizing letters, so she knows the sounds already. She just needs to recognize the letters. So her and the 3-year-old are pretty much here. Okay, and then here they take away the third picture. They take away the pictures, or the third page. Yeah, the cards. I don't use the cards like I used to. I use the book, because it's pretty much the same thing. Anywho, the entire book I have introduced to the twins, because I don't want them to have the shock factor. I go through and just say words to them, just to introduce words, just like we do sight words and things like that. Nothing formal, but just this way. I have also used Bob books. To them, or to me, I think they find them quite boring. I don't think they're I think they really just have outgrown them. Yeah. They're not that they don't hold their attention, really. And even though they're popular, books, they just don't do it for them. And I just got them because I had found them at the thrift store. I actually use another type of books called brand new readers, and we have some of those, and they do like those. Same thing with Alpha Phonics. Alpha Phonics was based on this version of Hooked on Phonics. Hands down, I still prefer this. We also, what is there? Teach your child to read in 100 easy lessons. Whatever works. What works for one child, may not work for the next. And like I said, for me to have this many successful using this, even though I've had other material, this one I would have to say is the one that works. If all my kids have gone through it with no problem, no struggle. And I pretty much, like I say, introduce it to them. And they can read. They learn how to read, efficiently and effectively enough to go on to chapter books pretty quickly. I had a 4-year-old that loved, let's see what happened. She started reading chapter books, and then Junie B. Jones series came out. And I got her the first book, and she read the book. She would read the books in a day. And I would reward her with the next book, only she had to wait because they weren't releasing them every day. But that's how far advanced she was at 4 years old. So we can, do a couple lessons in this book, and they pretty much got it down efficiently enough. Because that's how I teach them, phonics. You have to teach efficient phonics, or they won't actually get it. They're going to mispronounce words. They won't be able to decode harder words, and that won't help them. For instance, there's at, and they're saying at, not at. Okay, there's a difference, because when they get to different words and they try to do that, it's not going to work, and they will mispronounce the word. So they're getting their coupled sounds, which help them further down the line. And then in this program, each lesson, it goes page by page. It's 2-page lessons. There's a review, so they do the day before or the lesson before, so that they can review. And that's just how it progresses. And you don't have to do this in a day. You can do this over a week. If it takes a month. Every child is different. Thing is, you have to be consistent. It has to be repetitive. Some kids can get it, like right off. Say when they get to this is page 18, and they can read, they may be able to read the whole book. And if they can read the whole book, and I would do that to mine. If they got to a certain page and they could, oh, this is boring, I don't want to do this. If they could read the whole book, then they were done with the whole book. So that worked pretty easily because of the way that, the lessons are set up. But the goal is to, once they master all of the lessons and they get through all of the reviews, they move into sentences. And this is the newer version, the readers that they have. That's what this is. And so it's all in one book. We're not buying kit after kit. That's what I like. And this version also teaches comprehension, which the other versions don't. That's the reason why I like this version. Because after they finish these books, there's the SRA portion that goes up to the 6th grade, if you know that's what you needed to. It could go beyond that if you needed to, but they're learning comprehension, and I don't have to get separate curriculum. So, but you could see that part in the review.
I make it.
So there's that. But the writing part is what we are doing now. And like I said, in the beginning of the year, pretty much review things and make sure that they've got it down before I advance them. Because I don't want to put any pressure on them. And I find that for twins, they were 7 weeks early. They have well since developed. But I see them doing a lot of things still together. And they are, I wouldn't say progressively behind, but slightly behind my older bunch of kids and where they were. And I think it's just a twin thing. It's, you know, it's clearly a twin thing, but they are sharp in other areas. So, pretty much what I did was start them out in these workbooks. And I don't even consider this a workbook. This is a comprehensive curriculum. And they just did their basic, you know, numbers and reading or writing. Yes. That type of thing. You can see, I think this one is my daughter's. You see, my daughter is a stronger reader, whereas her brother is a stronger writer. So this is their progress in their writing over time. So what I am having them do now is, I didn't stress a lot of writing because they have to know how to have a seat. This is what they have to know how to do. Color. Are you coloring? Sit down, okay? Yes. This type of thing. Blue. Yes. So a lot of beginning pre-writing, fine motor skills, that type of thing is what we did. So yes, I see. Let's see, whose book do we have? This is my daughter's. Yeah. This is my son's. I'll show you what they are doing. So this is, as you can see, sorry about that shadow, but I pretty much write the first word and then they write the others, and it's pretty much 4 times each. Sometimes it is hand over hand still. You can see she gets a little loose with her letters. She prefers these pencils, but I prefer them to use the Ticonderoga My First Try Writes.
Be careful.
Yes, be careful.
Be careful.
She tends to write hard, which will break the lead, but I make sure that they're pretty much at this level. That way there's no broken lead and they can get a grip and they're not too sharp to where they're afraid to actually write. Love. So here is Sons, and I make them write their name, only I did it last. So he was sleepy. But yeah, I make them write their name so they get their name practice on the top of their page. And those are pretty much the words. Mat, pat, rat, sat. So those are their reading words. So once it gets to the sentence portion, they will be doing the sentence portion in their in their books or on paper for handwriting. They will progress to notebook paper because they will have that spacing out. And right now what I'm doing is spacing them well enough so that they are not writing on top of letters, and they will get smaller and smaller. Yes. Yes. But as you can see now, their writing is pretty good. I mean, even compared to mine. It's pretty good for a 4-year-old, almost 5-year-old. Their letter formations, they've gotten down. So, but yeah, this, like I said, it takes about 30 minutes to get through that. And that's what, 9, this page is 9 words. And it can be a lot for kids this age. Not everybody's child is going to be able to do this many. It may be only 1 word. But I say the more, even if they're writing that 1 word 10 times, let them write that 1 word 10 times. It takes patience. It takes patience on mom's part. Yes. And, you know, just to have to do the same lesson twice, it takes patience. It's a little bit easier when I do. I don't really. It just depends on their attitude. Depends on which one I bring in first. I did her second today because he needs a little bit more time, but she reads faster. So whereas, you know, I may have to spend, you know, we may have to do these 2 pages 3 or 4 times, where she can do it 1 time on each page and then we're done, and then she can go on to the writing portion. So it just, you know, it depends. But I give them, you know, they bring their water bottle in. We just take our time and not get frustrated. But whereas when it comes to the writing portion, she wants to dawdle and do all kinds of other stuff. And at that point, I'm like, all right, come on, kid. I need a break. So, yeah. But at some point, they will be efficient enough to where they don't need this type of one-on-one, you know, for that whole 30-minute increment. They can go through and do their copy work on their own. They can go through and read, and I just sit and listen. Like I said, you know, some of the kids have gone through and read the entire book. They would get to, you know, I don't know, page 57. It's boring. Okay, finish the book. Let me see you finish the book. If they can turn to the last page and they read all the words, you know, this is it. And that's pretty much how I test them. I will purposely kind of, you know, skip to the end and see where they are, because at that point they should have a good enough concept. They should have the efficiency part down to be able to decode the rest of the words with no problem. And so that's the reason why the other ones were able to read chapter books at so early. They could read newspapers and magazines and street signs. You know, my son was 18 months. He could read the grocery store sign, not just from seeing it on TV or anything, but he knew the actual letters. So, you know, things like that. You just random things around the house, words on food labels. You know, I mentioned that before. Teach the kids how to read stuff like that, and they will always, you know, just random words. That in itself does a lot. And so on their, once they, you know, every time they do their work, I always give them a sticker on their work. But there's different ways to do this. You don't have to use the manuscript paper. You could also use a composition book, where you would just use the 3 lines. It just wouldn't have the dotted lines. We also have another set, and that a whole different type I will do a separate video just on that type. So it depends on the child. But like I said, as a whole, I just wanted to kind of, touch base on how you can use one curriculum for two purposes. Instead of, yes, there are, multiple handwriting curriculums out there. A lot of them I do, I like them. But I don't think that I like them well enough to have to purchase them. Something that I can just make on my own once they are beyond the primary stage. Like handwriting without tears and a reason for handwriting. Those are things that I've already done with the other kids without having to purchase that actual curriculum. So, 9 times out of 10, even if it's the dictionary, seriously, that's handwriting. I can remember, come here. Okay, I'm going to wrap this video up. Really quickly, I was in the 2nd grade and I had a teacher that I didn't particularly like. My mom loved her. I liked her, but I didn't, I would get in trouble. She said I was a talker, but that's because I was always done with my work. But I was distracting the other kids. That was a problem because I was talking to them. She would make me sit down and copy from the dictionary and take away my free time, and I didn't understand that. And it was preparing me for the spelling bee that I won. So, even if it's a dictionary, that's copy work. They can copy from the dictionary. So you don't have to have, a handwriting curriculum per se once they get down the principles. And like I said, there are different books, the ones that actually show them the formations and how to make them. But see, they've already done that in their little, their workbooks here. So that's the reason why we don't need, or their curriculum books. We didn't need that. But some kids, if you're starting from the bottom, you want, something like this so they can get the strokes down. And then we also use different things. We use word rods. They are also learning their sight words. We use air writing. They use the whiteboards to write all kinds of things to reinforce those movements and those strokes. So, yes, hope you guys found this helpful. And like I said, parents of multiples, children's close in age, things like that, please share your tips like this. You guys have gone through it, and it or are going through it, and it will definitely help out new people. If you all know of anybody that's has children that are 6 and up, that have in my situation, share with me, because I am looking for them. Anywho, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
What did you write? Where's your circle?
Right there.
Good job.
Green.
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 So you're into lines now,
Green.
not circles?
No.
You're out of circles.
No.
So progressively she used to scribble in a circle. Now she's moving to actual abstract lines. Don't write on yourself.
No.
Alright, guys. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
You want to wave?